Hi, Andrew from SACS. In this video, we'll look at the question of intrinsic motivation of employees. Are some people more intrinsically motivated than others? They are, and the main drivers of this are personality and the person's value set. Now, in this video, we won't be talking about extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is things like, are you supervising people properly? Are you engaging them properly? Are you empowering them? Those sorts of things. This will be all about intrinsic motivation. What motivation do people bring with them when they join you? This diagram talks about the difference between nature and nurture. Nature being things that are largely genetically determined and nurture being things that are largely acquired in the course of life. Now, intrinsic characteristics can be in the nature category or the nurture category. Some things are within the person that are acquired in the course of life, but others are genetically gifted, if you want to put it that way, and tend not to change much in the course of life. So this is the HEXACO model of personality as discovered by Kibbiam Lee and Mike Ashton, and it's expressed in an instrument called the SACS-6. Now, personality has a strong genetic streak to it. Virtually all researchers agree on this. Some will argue 50% genetic, others will argue 70% genetic. I'm probably more at the 70% mark based on recent research myself, but we know that personality tends not to change much over the course of life. And you'll see that there are 6 dominant personality factors. Integrity, modesty, which is the degree to which somebody is truthful, honest, and not arrogant. Emotionality, which is the degree to which somebody is emotionally stable or unstable. Extroversion. An extrovert is a kind of a socially active and optimistic person. Absence of anger is all about the degree to which a person is naturally angry or not. And then we have conscientiousness. And conscientiousness is the degree to which a person is committed and energetic. Openness to experience is the degree to which somebody is broad-minded and willing to take on new things. But then there is this interstitial scale, which is about being soft-hearted. That's a minor personality characteristic which doesn't fit into any of the other 6. But the key motivators for people at work, so the things that cause them to be committed and energized, there are really 2 personality characteristics that have a big impact on this. And one of them is conscientiousness. Now, conscientiousness, you'll see, is made up of characteristics like likes to be organized, committed to hard work, detail-minded, and makes decisions carefully. Conscientiousness is a really good predictor of success in work and in life. And if you're going to measure something to try to predict whether somebody's likely to be motivated, conscientiousness may well do the job for you. Another thing that often affects people's levels of motivation at work is their emotionality. And you see emotionality has 4 components: threat sensitivity, anxiety, lack of independence, and being overly empathic. Threat sensitivity is all about being threatened. Anxiety, we know what that means. Lack of independence means I need other people to validate my opinions before I express or act on them. And overly empathic is where a person's so empathic about other people's emotions that they soak them up, sometimes to a negative effect. When a person's emotionally stable, they tend to be reliably motivated. Their motivation doesn't tend to wax and wane according to whatever they've experienced recently. And this is the other part of the thing that we call resilience. When a person is highly conscientious and emotionally stable, those 2 things go together to create psychological resilience. That's the characteristic of being able to bounce back from tough times. But what about a person's values? Now, values are not genetically determined. They're acquired in the course of life. And this is a thing called the SACS Work Value Scale, which has been validated against the work of Shalom Schwartz and his Portrait Values Questionnaire. So values are acquired in the course of life by virtue of interaction with other people, typically significant others, as the sociologists would call them. And what we're talking about there is, interestingly, direct family members tend to have less effect on people's values than people outside the immediate family, and this appears to be for genetic reasons. But what do your teachers say? What do your friends say? What do your uncles say? People who are away from that immediate family group seem to be very influential in helping us build our values. Now, values can apply in a general life, but they can also apply at work. And you'll see that there are 11 values that we have discovered in partnership with Deakin University to explain people's values at work. So, autonomy, variety, enjoyment, ambition, authority, safety, tradition, rule respecting, helping and supporting social justice, and environmental sustainability. Now, these values at work are really goals. They're why we come to work. They're what we're satisfied with in our work. The key thing I want to express here is that if you look at this particular employee, and so this person is extremely high in social justice and environmental sustainability, and enjoyment means that they want to have a lot of enjoyable experiences in their work. They're also high on helping and supporting. And if you look at those values, what that says is that this person is going to be suited to and motivated by work which gives them an opportunity to live out these values at work. So, helping and supporting. Can I help and support people in my day-to-day job? Does my job contribute to issues, social issues like environmental sustainability or social justice? Now, if I'm in a job where I have a values match, two things happen. One is that I tend to be motivated by that job. Secondly, the people around me will tend to like me and I will like them because of that values match. Values match is a good predictor of fitting in, if you want to put it that way. So in summary, if you want highly motivated employees, recruit people who have the intrinsic characteristics of motivation, such as emotional stability and high levels of conscientiousness. But in addition to that, make sure that you're hiring people who have a culture match with your organisation in the sense that their values indicate that they will like the work that they'll be doing with you and therefore fit in with your colleagues. If you'd like to find out more about how to assess these kinds of things, click on the link near this video or be in touch with SACS and we'll set you up with a free trial so you can see whether this approach fits your organisation.